go to sleep. Like I told you, I met in my friend's house, his friend, who said to me, well, it's the woman's responsibility to hold the home together. And I said to him, no, it's not her responsibility. If you fail, let it fail. And he was like, no, I think it's her responsibility. And in my head, I'm thinking, it's the woman that's taking nonsense from you. And I don't know if I'm ready for what I'm about to hear today, but I welcome you to join me to what might be the most honest conversation you have heard from women in Nigeria. The Sunny Side. Welcome to the show. Hello. Welcome to the Sunny Side.
Hello, Joyce.
Yes.
Yes.
Afternoon to you. Speak up for us. You tell us your name. You can go ahead.
My name is Onyemuwa.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
I can. I'm listening.
Okay. So, first to start, that the music is classical music, Hallelujah chorus. Is it under Messiah?
Oh, no. That was John Legend and Carrie Underwood.
That means you want to take me to where I don't want to go now. I love that music.
It's John Legend and Carrie Underwood.
Okay. This on the topic we are discussing.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I think it's the women. Anything that happened to them, they're responsible for what happened to them. Women they always receive what comes to them.
Why?
Some women, when they went to see their guy's family, as in the man's family, you will see them. They will sweep, or even the dead man's compound, you see them, they will sweep it. And the man will always, they will make it as a target that this is how this woman is. At the long run, if the woman did not do it, it becomes a problem.
So why do you blame her if your culture says it's a problem, if she doesn't grovel, if she doesn't...
She's supposed to think, even culture or no culture. So people, maybe we have been discussing about being weak.
Yeah, but it only just started when I got on radio. Like, the only reason I'm talking about it is because, it's happening. You don't make it sound as though it's a familiar thing. You're in a culture where women are not allowed to be free.
I'm not part of that culture. Let me tell you my own.
Okay.
I think, in fact, any sacrifice that will be on the detriment of my health or my happiness is no to me.
So you did not sacrifice anything? Or you didn't sacrifice any more
the thing that will come on the detriment of my happiness or my life. That one is no to me.
So are you married? Are you fine? Do you have any regrets?
Yes, I'm married. I have a daughter.
You have no regrets?
It's not that I'm regretting. They just want
No. I'm saying, do you have no regrets?
I don't have any regrets.
And that's a good one.
If something is coming now that I want to, if I accept it, in the long run I will regret it.
So what are you going to do?
Let's say last month my husband came back from work. So in the evening, maybe in the night when we are discussing, I just do this. He just chip in, say, you want to travel abroad. You want to travel for a greener pasture. I say, you want to travel abroad for a greener pasture. I don't even support him because if I supported him, two things might even come up. Number one, I have a daughter. I have only one daughter for you. Now we're approaching 40. And I've told him, once I approach 40, I'm not going to carry I'm not going to carry any baby in my womb for you again. I'm not going straight off that pregnancy. Now, if you travel, are you there?
I'm listening.
If you travel abroad, if you travel outside, I don't know when the possibility of you coming back, maybe 3-4 years you come back, and they expect me to have another baby for you. So you not say anything though, but she keep on pressing that you want to go. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And for me, I said, no, you're not going. Let us stay here. We'll sort it out here. So if had it been that I accepted that in the next 4 years, I think the hurting me is that you carry a woman and come back, or any other thing can happen. So because I don't accept it, I'm still just died there. Hello?
Well, think about it and see whether, there are any concessions you can make. Any compromise, like that's what I mean. See whether you can make any compromise. You might be able to work out something that's better than no. And if there's nothing better than no, then no it is.
I've said it. There's nothing again that is better than no.
All right.
But I don't know. Yes, I've already seen what is going to happen.
Thank you.
But my husband is a very handsome man.
Okay. Thank you very much for calling. I appreciate it. Welcome, 99.3 Nigeria Info, the sunny side. Hi. Make it back 0700 993 993 993 and 014657190. Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Welcome.
Yes, my name is Aloki Lola Wimari from Magbo.
Okay. Good to have you.
Yes, the lady that called, that first lady that called, I kind of listen with what she said because there's no perfect marriage, right? But the problem most marriages are suffering is that instead of them to sit down and communicate and settle the issue amicably, they will decide to carry the matter to their pastor. The pastor that has more than one wife, is it the one that will have solution to our problem? That is number one mistake that we couples usually make. I'm married now more than 10 years. And anytime we have any misunderstanding, I will never go to anybody. I would rather sit my wife down. We talk it out. But what is there now is that
0700 993 993 993 and 014657190. Hello to the ladies. We want to hear your story. Are you fulfilled? Are you happy? You've been in marriage for that long. Do you feel any regret, any pain? Do you feel like you gave too much of yourself only to have nothing at the end? Hello. Welcome to the show. Nigeria Info, you're on the sunny side. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon to you.
Hello, Joyce. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. It's good to have you here. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you. My name is Emmanuel.
Welcome.
Yes, this is an emotional topic to so many people who have found themselves in a certain position where they look back, they look forward, they cannot actually go to anywhere. But the truth of the matter is that just like one of the callers said, people don't change. People actually manifest who they are right from the onset. And I've also come to discover that most of the problem we find ourselves is that we are being carried away by certain things that are actually not relevant, especially at the beginning of every relationship. God gave every man an instinct to detect certain things when we put our heads down. There is one thing I notice. Whenever I'm driving with my papers complete, I can drive for a whole year, passing police, road safety, nobody stops me. Any moment my paper expires, just within 24 hours, they usually stop me. Because there is something in them instinct to detect certain things whenever things are about to go wrong or whenever certain things have gone wrong. You see, I have also come to realize that people should not neglect their responsibility. If you are a husband, you are a wife, don't relegate your responsibility to your partner. And as a partner, don't take any of your partner's responsibility, especially when he or she is deliberately pushing his own side of the bargain to you. Don't accept it. Hence, you begin to accept it from the beginning, you will keep on carrying that load, and the load will never reduce. It will keep on growing and growing and growing until you get to a point where you can no longer move forward or move backward. So people should learn how to take their responsibility squarely. I don't believe that it is the duty of a woman to hold a home. It is the duty of the man and the woman to build a home. Everybody has his own responsibility. It's just like 10 player or 11 player on the field. You will say it is the duty of the goalkeeper to prevent a goal. What is the duty of the defender? What is the duty of the striker that is to score the goal for the other opponent? So everybody has his own role to play. Don't push your role to another person and tell you that it is the duty of this person to. You have your own role to play. When everybody play their role accordingly, you find out that marriage is the easiest thing to manage on earth. God bless you.
Thank you very much. If you have just tuned in, welcome. We're discussing women, but it's open to the general public. We want to find out what tales are behind the pretty faces we call mothers, sisters, aunties, who have been in marriages for that long, and right now, after so long, they are unfulfilled, sad, frustrated, angry at how much of themselves they had to give at something. In fact, many of them have had to give up a dream, a desire, a pursuit, just so that it can be that the marriage doesn't fall to pieces. So we want to hear, and if you are a woman, you'd like to tell your story, yes, you can be anonymous today, even though it's not Confessions Thursday. Welcome, my name's Joyce. It's Open Thought Tuesday on Nigeria Info. Hello, good afternoon to you. Welcome.
Hello, Joyce. Good afternoon.
Afternoon, speak up for me. Turn up the volume of your radio set.
This is John on the line.
Okay.
Yeah, John from Ondo State. Today I hear your topic and I really enjoy it. And likewise what the last caller said. Marriage of a thing whereby what I understand mostly is both two of them to understand themselves. Because I realized that back in those days, it affects my mom and my dad also too. In the sense that my dad is a graduate, but my mom is like a school start, But the most responsibility was taken by my mom. My father doesn't care one day that these children, maybe they are hitting or they are not hitting or they want to go back to school. Because of that, I have problem with my dad. Always have problem with him because he's not taking his responsibility as a father. So it's really, really sad. Sometimes they're always saying of this issue of having tradition, kind of thing that has not been, for me, it's not working for me. It's not working. It's not even making any sense for me. So most time, they both, like the caller said, they need to understand each other. They need to iron things by themselves.
How did your mother fix her problem with your father? She just continued to take it?
She was continuing, be taking it even up to now. My mom is up to 80. My father is 90 some plus, but she is the one like having everything in the house. Even up to now, we grow up. The little one we have, we can assist them.
Yeah.
You understand? But it is really painful sometimes when I think about it. When I sit down on my own, my reasoning, like I always. Because of that, I always having problem with my dad.
Why is it painful to you? What exactly about this offends you?
Because as a father, you have your responsibility to take in the house, not depend on everything to your wife. So that was the reason why sometimes...
How did it make your mom? How did your mom turn out? Is she happier? Is she sad? Is she aggressive? Is she bitter? Does she try but not so happy? However
sometimes she's so very, I'm some kind of person that I'm very close to her. Each time maybe I go around, she normally tells me something that, look, I'll bear this thing for a long time. But anyway, I need to take it as a good faith. This is how I found myself. So she has to just accept it just like that.
Wow. Okay. Look, thank you very much for calling. I do appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Side 99.3 Nigeria Info. Welcome to the show. If you're a lady, you want to tell your story, you can be anonymous today. Hello. Make it back. 0700 993 993 993 01 465 7190. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome. What's your name?
Yeah, good afternoon.
Afternoon to you. Okay.
It's a very, very sensitive issue. They used to say something that once the essence of a thing is not defined, abuse becomes inevitable. Really, most of the problem our women, or even our mothers go through, is as a result of the way the tradition and culture have conditioned everything. And this is where proper education needs to be done. Because when things like this go on, it tends to favor one party more than the other. And that is why, at the end of the day, you hear the mothers complaining about well, I should have been this and that, but because I have to put in some shift here and there, so just for the sake of you children, no, stuff like that. So, and if proper education are not done, I tell you, we are still going to have more and more of such.
What kind of education
cases.
are you talking about?
Yeah. What I mean is that before couples, before they do the needful, which is go to the altar and swear and all of this, that there should be a kind of a way that their roles are being specified. Let the roles be defined. That being the husband of the house does not mean that there are certain things that you must not do. Same thing with the woman too. Both parties need to put in that sacrifice. Not that one party will be doing everything and the other one will feel, well, I'm not obliged to do this and that.
Do you know that there are people who know what you have just said, but feel that they have the power to do against what they know that they should do?
Well, that's true, but again, it has to do with probably enforcement. There has to be a kind of a rule.
Enforcement on whose part?
On the custodians, that is, those who are in charge of this, who make the rules and everything.
Who makes the rules?
Well, we have the constitutional authorities. We have those. We have let's say for example now, in the community now we have the chiefs. We have the traditionalists.
Can you see how
those who are in charge?
Can you see how culture has made the woman so powerless? She has to depend on the man who makes, or the ones who make the rules. Can you see? I'm
Exactly.
talking to you. You see how powerless the woman has been made by society. That someone has to make a rule for her.
That's why I'm saying that those who make the rules now,
no. Raise your daughters to know what they can't take. Raise your daughters to not take none. Raise your daughters like you raise your sons. Raise your daughters to not be weak. Raise your daughters to think. Raise your daughters to say no and stand. Let death meet them there. Raise your daughters. Because you're going to wait. So if I have a problem, I'm going to go wait for someone who makes, except it's the state. I'm doing stuff about something. I'm doing something about something. You know, I'm not going to be calling, hello, the man, he doesn't act like something. I'm not complaining. I'm doing something about it. Raise your daughters to be able to stand and do something about what they can't take. You call meeting, then he'll sit down. Then, haven't you met those men? They're your fathers. They look like they're listening. Yeah. Then they say, as a man. Once they just say that as a man, it is as if the argument is supposed to be said, the truth is supposed to be said a certain way. Because it's a man, it's like you want to tell him the truth, but you tell him like you don't want him to be offended. If the truth offends, it offends. That's exactly what it is. You say,
wow.
You say, wow. Wait, now,
yeah, I understand you. I got your. Your friend said you rather hit the nail on the head. But the truth of the matter is, how can we go about? Because you just said something like that. For example, now I should teach my daughter or my son that this and this and this is how it should be done. So that it won't be as if this respective one has to pay the price.
One
just
pays
for
the
you
price.
To keep the home.
One pays the price. That's why we're talking about it today. One pays the price. Someone pays the price. If you're being honest, if you tell me your mother's story, we'll see where she has paid the price.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Oh, okay.
But I just feel probably maybe there should be a review.
On whose part? Who should review it? My brother. Who should review it?
I mean, those who are fine. We have been told that most of these rules are being doctored by the men. Yes, but again, there should be a kind of a consortium whereby if you are making any rules, let it not be as if it will fall on one part, and no, let it be a general consensus.
Have you heard what you just said? Did you hear what you just said? That the rules are made by the men.
Yes.
Are you listening to yourself?
So yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So let's assume God gave you three beautiful daughters, and then the rule that would govern your daughters are going to be made by arrogant men. Then you call those men for meeting. You're playing. 1 p.m. Welcome to the show. My name's Joyce. We're discussing women who, according to their story, by the way, I need these women to call. Oh, by the way, I think I've also noted that some women are so afraid to tell their story that when I have these conversations around women, they wouldn't call to tell me their story, but they would call to pray for me. And I think it's absolutely ridiculous. What are you praying for me for? I give you an opportunity to tell your story. You're so powerless, you can't tell your story. So that men speak for you. Men try to articulate your pain because you're afraid. And maybe I understand that psychologically you're so broken that you can't speak. And so what they do is even the oppressor speaks for you. So you're one who's spoken for. As much as I want to sympathize with you, it's difficult for me to sympathize with you. Because I feel like maybe at least you should be able to tell your story. That's the worst thing that can... I mean, you don't have strength. Maybe that's the least you can do. You can tell your story. You can tell your story for your daughters to learn. You can tell your stories for the younger ladies to learn. And so, and I think that's something that's happening in society where women think what strength is feminism. It's not. You judge everything on good and bad. So women, in a bid to not be like their mothers, they want to escape their mothers, then they say, well, I'm a feminist. You don't have to be a feminist to be strong. In these days, it's a little hard to figure out what feminism is. Some say they hate men. And you think about it, you want to trace the root of that. It's like, so why do women hate men? And you realize it's all these small, power-drunk outplay. And then the women feel, well, we've been oppressed. So now we're free, we have our own money, and we hate men. So, well, no, you don't have to hate anyone. You just have to know what the truth is. And all men should stand by the truth. And the men who fall must fall. Like if a man will fall by the truth because he's incapable, let him fall. You're trying to hold him so he doesn't fall. Anybody who's not standing falls. Let him fall. 014657190. Welcome to the show. 0700-993-993-993. Welcome. My name's Joyce. Hello.
Hello. Hi, Joyce.
Good to have you here. Thank you very much for calling. What's your name?
Yeah, it's Adi. Well.
Go ahead.
This isn't my story, but it's something that a legacy I would like to stay clear of, but also continue in the same vein. Like my maternal grandmother was in an abusive marriage. She went through a lot. And what really pained me about it was that she knew. This was the age where they did spiritual investigations. Not like us, most Christians sometimes are very lazy to even ask God what is going to happen. Yeah, well, she knew because she found out. And the funny thing about that was the person she originally wanted to marry, one family member who wasn't exactly in their best interest went, oh, in that family, they mistreat people and all that. But the person she now ended up marrying that mistreated her, this particular family member didn't say anything about that, And that made my mom look at it and say, you know what, I'm not going to stand for this kind of thing. I won't do it. And so she made a deliberate decision. She was like, if it works, thank the Lord. You there?
I'm with you. Go ahead.
If it doesn't work, everyone would bear their father's name. Right? And, till today, my mother would say that my dad showed her what the love of Christ was like. Because she married my dad as a Muslim. My dad was the Christian, so she was like, he showed her the love of Christ. Like, she looked at him and he epitomized Christ, and I can say that as well because it is through my father that I knew about the Christian faith, that I learned about the Christian faith. 80% of what I know about Christianity, I learned from my father in terms of behavior, how you think, how you do things, and all of that. He taught me to be a person of character, So for me personally, I always tell people when we're having these very annoying conversations. I'm like, I'm sorry, y'all, but my dad has spoiled me for this kind of thing. I would not stand for this. No. My dad didn't mistreat my mom. No way am I going to stand for any guy to mistreat me. And I pray about it. Like God is the right person you send my way, because I know I don't want a situation where this whole thing will become a police case because I harmed somebody for behaving like a demon or something, So I don't want to do that. So I'm like, God, you know me. Just make this right for me, I beg you.
Right.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Thank you.
I just hope that the women in our generation, like the
Don't bother
millennials,
about the women, bother about you. That's why, just figure you out. Understand what you should and shouldn't tolerate. Maybe another woman will learn from your story when you embody your own philosophy. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for calling. Thank you.
Yeah.
We're off on a break. We'll be right back. You're on the sunny side. My name's Joyce.
People, you've added weight. Why are you losing weight?
Yeah.
No, it's not your business.
You should be patient and pray to God that God is going to answer her prayer.
Please, it is not all about prayer. It's not like everything is not prayer. That is Nigerian mentality. If you're not finding happiness in your home, you pray.
Your number one station for talk. Let's talk.
My name na Ekele, and na accessories I dey sell. Whether na earring o, belt, even cufflinks dem, e full my shop na. But people no go buy wetin dem no dey see na. Abi, to you, I just dey flood your timeline. To me, my phone na my shop, my Airtel data na my rent.
The important things in life are powered by data. Dial *141# to choose any data plan that works for you. Airtel, the smartphone network.
There is a new way to move around Lagos. From Lekki to Oshodi. From anywhere to everywhere. The Anaya app. With Anaya, you can book your nearest ride with just a click on your phone. Schedule a pickup for any time, anywhere. Track your driver on our live interactive map, or even share a ride pool to save on travel costs. Try Anaya and you won't go back to your old ways of moving around in Lagos. Get your first ride for free using the promo code FIRSTRIDE. Download your free Anaya app today from Google Play Store or Apple Store, or visit anaya.com. Anaya is spelled ANAYER. Anaya, the power to move.
My people, Wazobia Max Television Lagos don dey UHF 33 oh. Oya carry your antenna rescan to watch our better programs. If na Yoruba abi na epic movies, we dey here. Plus better drama like Abejoye, Abattoir. You go also dey watch our live programs like Good Morning Naija Show, As E Dey Hot, and better. Oya sharply go rescan your antenna to Wazobia Max TV UHF 33 Lagos. Make you dey enjoy our ogbonge station.
So promise and fail, oh yeah. And it don't take, we don't wait. PDP don't come again. Jando malole she alama tele o. Jando for governor. Jando under PDP. Jando 2023. Jando alama tele o. Jando for governor. Jando for Lagos. Jando for everybody. Yeah.
Vote Dr. Abdulaziz Olajide Adediran Jando as Governor of Lagos State. PDP! Power to the people!
Get this joy with the new and exciting data plans from 9Mobile. Whatever your data needs, 9Mobile's got you. Affordable data just got more affordable. 200 MB for 100 Naira, 300 MB for 150 Naira, plus 300 bonus seconds to call all networks, and the list goes on. These and more amazing data offers just for you. Dial *200# now to enjoy. 9Mobile.
We were with you every dawn.
I am Ifeemi Andrew.
Oh, my name is Wemimo Adewale.
I'm Femi D. Amele.
We were with you every morning.
I am Jude.
Omanigbe.
My name is Mary Anoko.
My name is Stretch.
Hi, my name is Ella Fizi.
We were with you every lunchtime.
I am Dennis Wallo.
Hello, my name's Joyce Onyemuwa.
Every afternoon.
My name is Kimberly Wachuku.
I'm Sam Oracle Chinedu.
I'm Sandra Ezekwesili.
And every evening and weekends.
My name is Constance Mega.
My name is Deborah Ohamara.
My name is Ada Blessing.
As you look back on the years that was, do it with those that brought the year to you.
All right, we'll get started with the stories in a bit.
Join us at Nigeria's Info's Roundtable.
For 3 days, let's talk about the biggest stories of the second half of the year.
Wednesday, December 28th from 10 a.m. to noon.
Thursdays, December 29th from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m.
Friday, December 30th from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m.
The Nigeria Info Roundtable.
Let's talk.
Our country one better. Nigeria one better. Our country one better. Nigeria one better. Who go do one for us? Papa talk and move. Mama talk and move. For a better Nigeria. Good life uncle. Now you we want to. Now you we need oh.
Yes, so people of Nigeria, they jolly for the better when one shell for we country. So as they ready to vote Asiwaju Bola Tinubu as the next president of Nigeria, our people don't look the matter well. Say now only Bola Tinubu don't do what everybody fit see. Now him get the experience where he go fit use take make our country better, make life sweet for we and our picking them. Bola Tinubu don't gather better plan to chest down war for we youth, better school, the security of lives and property, unity and peace for all we country people. People of Nigeria, for this and many other better things when in don't vocalize, it good make we all vote Asiwaju Bola Tinubu for president of Nigeria. Vote Kashim Shettima as vice president. Vote APC, the party where show broom. Now you we need oh.
My name na Ekele and na accessories I dey sell. Whether na earring o, belt, even cufflinks dem, e full my shop na. But people no go buy wetin dem no dey see na. Abi, to you, I just dey flood your timeline. To me my phone na my shop, my Airtel data na my rent.
The important things in life are powered by data. Dial *141# to choose any data plan that works for you. Airtel, the smartphone network.
99.3 Nigeria Info, your number one station for talk. Let's talk. You are listening to Open Thought on the sunny side with Joyce. Let's talk.
Hello, how are you?
Yeah, Joyce, good afternoon.
Welcome, it's good to have you here.
Yeah, Ezekiel on the line from the Lagos State.
Thank you very much for calling. Turn up the volume of your radio set.
Yeah, it's off. Permanently off.
Great.
Joyce, as far as life is concerned, life can only be lived by that person that actually understands ups and downs of life. Because the God who created the light also created the dark. But what can only ensure that you live in the light? Having the understanding of the dark. Because if you have not got understanding of the dark, you eventually find yourself in the dark, even while on the light. Because life is simply difficult for the blind. Joyce, I must tell you, I don't know the kind of being God has really made you, but I count you as one of the fortunate women. I will not say virtuous because at least I have not been with you one-to-one. But to be frank with you, Joyce, the institutor, that is the person, the God who created marriage, has not been understood by people that enter into marriage or into relationships, so to speak. Because the fact remains that if culture is now the one actually dominating or controlling or, let me say, governing the course of marriage, that means the priority has been misplaced.
Go ahead.
Because one singular fact I believe is this: when the purpose of a thing is not understood, abuse becomes inevitable. The person who instituted marriage never presumed or imagined or could ever think that culture could be a dominating factor in any relationship or marriage.
I'm getting a feedback from that thing. You must turn up the volume of your radio set. Must.
It's off. Joyce, it's off.
Okay. I'm getting a feedback from there.
Is that what? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. I'm listening. I just don't want
So what I'm trying to say in a nutshell is the fact that any woman who finds herself in a tight corner or in a mood of regret, because the Bible even said, as a man thinketh, so is he. I do tell my wife one thing. I said, if God said the man is the head of the woman, that doesn't mean that God has taken the head of that woman off her neck. And that doesn't mean that if I should tell you, go put your hand on the fire, you should go ahead and do that. As if, you've got no brain to even think about it twice. So for me, not being apologetic or feeling remorseful for anyone or feeling sorry, I believe everything everyone has encountered in any marriage is being caused by himself or herself.
Oh,
because
you feel like the women are to blame for their own misery?
Joyce, I must tell you, if God has said that man is the head of woman, God hasn't taken the head of that woman from her neck. He hasn't done that. So it is hope for that woman to get to know the reason for crying out loud. The Bible said, I will give him and help me. So if you actually understand your role or understood your role as an help me,
wow,
nobody can get that downplayed.
Oh, okay. Let's hear the women then. I'm surprised that the men are, some men have said today that women are the creators of their own misfortune. I think that's crude to say, but
George,
maybe you have a point. So let's hear the story.
George, they will say that. The reason why they will say that is because they are the most unfortunate being on earth. I'm saying it with all sense of responsibility.
That the women are the most unfortunate?
No. Any man that seeks or shifts his responsibility to that of his wife, you understand, is most unfortunate. And that woman that accepts it also is unfortunate. Because the institutor of this marriage said, therefore shall a man leave his father and mother and cleave to his wife, and both shall become one. So what's the business or what's the play of culture or family in these wives?
Oh wow!
So that is the reality. The scripture is that want to be understood.
Well, thank you. Well, let's hear their story, because we're not going to act like culture is not who's calling the shots.
When it comes to marriage, Joyce, culture should not be anything to talk about.
Right.
Because the culture never instituted that marriage.
Okay, thank you. You have a point, and thank you very much for calling. I do appreciate
Have a nice time.
Thank you. Ladies, it is said, at least you've heard it today, maybe like twice already, that you're the mastermind of your own misfortune. I think that's mean. I really think so. But let's find out. Maybe there's a truth to that. Hello.
Hi.
Welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Joy. Compliments of the season.
Same to you. You tell us your name and you can go ahead.
It's been ages since I called. Yeah, my name is Margaret.
Welcome.
Thank you. You see, I always say that there's this foundational default setting, growing up, the way the boy child and the girl child is being raised. So there's this gender role thing, assigned and all that. So like when you're telling there's this caller, you were telling that, look, raise your daughter the way you would like to teach her things she should not tolerate. I can remember one time when I said having dates. I said dating, I had a date for the first time. I dated my first boyfriend. Okay, the first time he hit me, I didn't tell my dad about it. So the second time he did it, I told my dad, and you know what? As in till date, I can't forget the way my dad reacted to it. The old man invited him. And for the first time, my dad was like, hey, but my dad used to call people my friend. He said, hey, my friend, define this relationship. Because my dad was like, I am alive and you're hitting Maggie. So when I die, what? What are you going to do? You're going to kill her? So from that moment, I got a picture that my dad was indirectly telling me not to accept violence from a man. I should fight it. I should resist it. My own dad.
You think your dad
said
told
that was
you
a generation where they were
you think violence?
men,
You think the language against violence is one indirect? Well,
yeah, but that was the picture my dad was trying to paint.
Oh, okay. That's not indirect.
That, this is what you should never tolerate from a man.
I'm surprised.
Even if he didn't say, inviting the guy and confronting him in my presence, I'm like, hey,
that's direct.
You hit Maggie when I'm alive. Then when I die, what are you going to do? So, like you said, when you were saying about rules that, that other caller was saying rules should be made. You see, that's the thing I want to raise my daughter. There's a way I want to raise my daughter. I was once married, but my story is very lengthy, but there was a time I told you briefly. So I told you I was married when you said, you understood what I was going through with dealing with an arrogant, dealing with a wickedly arrogant man, a narcissist, a misogynist, a patriarchist. So the society we live in that has been designed that way. But due to the mental transcendence I have experienced after I left that marriage, I've been exposed to some content, some kind of materials, even with here, listening to you in particular, that has, enabled me to have a change of mindset. So there are things I can no longer take from a man. And, marriage is no longer my watchword or, priority to me, because when they make it like it's a trophy in this part of the world that every woman must win.
How old is your daughter?
It out.
How old is your daughter? How old is your daughter?
Oh, she's 10 right now. But she's
self-raising? Are you a single parent?
Yeah, no, she's not with me. That's my fight.
Oh, she's with her father.
I'm trying to get her. Yeah, I'm trying to get her to be with me.
Okay.
Well, he had that edge over me then because of my financial constraint. Though it's not as if it's 100%, but I'm grateful for where I am now.
Okay.
So when it was that kind of man that he would put me in I didn't know what was gaslighting, with the kind of content I've been exposed to. So there's a lot of gaslight. Those rules you're talking about, those are the gaslights. So when they don't make it like the woman is the problem, she has a problem.
It's a psychopath.
It's psychological manipulation. So now I got to understand what gaslighting means. So you're a guy now, you're asking me out, and you're telling, and along the line, you say, oh, you're too loud. That is the end of the friendship, whatever it is. You're telling me I'm too loud? Oh, a man is allowed to be loud. So being loud is like she's going to be aggressive. They begin to define your character like that. That I should not be. That being expressive is I'm loud. So I immediately, I'm sorry, I just kick you out.
All right. Glad you know how to.
So you're trying now. You already tell me you're going to determine my limits. That is it.
I know that.
Yes, you're going to tell me. Come on, girl. So you're going to determine my limits. So that is the way I want to raise my daughter. That's why I'm putting up that fight to get her to be with me, because that's the way I want her to see life. I don't want her to see her life, marriage, as the as the point of fulfillment, as the end point of life. That is not it.
All right.
She has to build capacity for herself first.
I hope you get your daughter back. I
hope
at least you have shared custody. Find her male friends. She's 10, right? Find 10 let her play with 10-year-old boys. Let them push her around. She should learn to take a push back.
Yes.
Yeah, let her make sure half or more of her friends are boys. Let them push her around. Let her fall, let her cry. Let her fight back. Let her are you hear what I'm saying? Find male friends for her, like 10-year-old boys. When she's 12, find 12-year-old. When she's 15, make sure you're that mom whose daughter has male friends. Because psychologically she has to learn what power exchange is on the field of play. Yeah, she has to learn what power play is. Exactly, that's it. So good luck and thank you very much for calling.
Thank you. Love you.
Love you too. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Hello, how are you? Welcome. Make it back. Hi, how are you? You're on the sunny side. The volume of your radio set.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome. Good afternoon to you. My name's Joyce. What's your name?
My name is Onyemuwa. I'm calling back.
Why?
So that last caller, I mean the caller before the last caller, that man. I owe him a drink. Let me ask him the type of wine he like.
You're cold.
That man. Yes.
You're cold.
Many men will call. They want to throw. They don't want to throw you bomb. They don't even want to hear anything.
You're cold.
This man just say the truth. Hello.
All right, I'll ask him what wine he wants, but you're cold for
Yes,
that,
that's the wine that he like.
Okay.
He's brand.
Thank you very much for calling. The sunny side, hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Welcome to the show. Turn up the volume of your radio set.
It's a radio. Okay, can you hear me now?
I'm listening. Yeah, I can, uninterrupted.
Yeah, I listened to your caller, and there is this issue. First and foremost, you would agree with me that the law of reaction, that every action generates equal and opposite reaction. And the way and there's another one that says the way you dress, so are you addressed, and also you are what you drink. Now, the case is this. For the lady that said the boyfriend slapped her, I am against violence. Any man that beats a woman, I would personally beat up the man if I get to see the man. But the question that arises is this. what led to him slapping her or hitting her? Number one. Number two, if you are with people and you date people, you should be able to know who they are, because character leaks at a particular stage in time in any relationship. I once dated a lady that anytime she brought the issue of, she came to me and said, look, guess what I saw today? This is what happened and this and that and that. And I told her, let's look at it from the other angle. She always said something. Why don't you always take my side? I told her, look, I don't take sides. I want to look at both angles before I judge. Now, the lady coming to say the guy hit her and she went to her father. If I were her father, no disrespect, I respect him and everything, I would ask, what did you do to make him hit you? What led to him hitting you? Because a lot of times, we judge issues based on the fact that what hearsay rather than listening to the other side. This is what really, really affects relationship.
Do you have a daughter?
You understand?
Do you have a daughter?
I don't have a daughter.
Okay.
And if I had a daughter, let me tell you. Hold on, Joyce.
Excuse me, please.
Hold
You're going to listen to me. Unless you speak, you're going to listen. I have a question for you. You will.
All right.
Good.
Okay.
So let's say your daughter came to you and she said, you don't know what happened, right? And then she says,
yes,
a man hit me, like my boyfriend bit me up, or
yes,
yeah, he slaps me. Then you'll be like, oh,
yes,
well, sorry, you two, what did you do? Is that going to be your response?
Exactly.
Okay.
Because I would not jump to conclusion.
Okay. Do you know how power works? Do you know how the arrogance of power works?
It is now, no matter how.
Okay, you know what? Let's assume. Hold on. Wait. Let's assume that your daughter was wrong. Okay. Good. So let's say.
Now you are agreeing with me.
No. Stop. I'm not agreeing with you. I'm painting a scenario. Come on, what you doing?
Okay.
I'm painting this. So let's assume the worst case scenario. Your daughter was wrong. Let's say what your daughter did was her boyfriend said, make me rice, and she says, okay, I'll make it later. For some reason, she was too tired, blah, blah, blah. She had assignments, blah, blah, blah. She couldn't do it. Then she comes back, and then the guy was like, you didn't cook the rice, and slaps her. Right?
Now, pause. Joyce, pause. You just picked a scenario that suited you. What if it's like he came home and he said, could you please help me make rice? And she said, can't you go and make rice yourself? Why didn't you use that example?
Okay, good. Let's use it. So
good.
And then she says, well, go make the rice yourself because I can't. I have assignment, and I've told you I have.
Oh, now you've added. I have an assignment.
Okay, are you raising a rascal? Like, come on, how do these things play out?
No.
Exactly.
What I'm trying
because
to tell you
think,
here
excuse
is
me,
this.
stop.
There are scenarios we should look at issues.
I am looking at a scenario. So issues develop.
You are picking juicy scenarios.
Okay, give me your scenario. Okay, stop. Give me your scenario.
I told you the scenario. He said, please, could you help me make rice? And she told him, why don't you go and make the rice yourself?
And then he slaps her.
He slaps her.
And then she comes to you.
I ask her what happened. I asked her what happened. She said, this is what happened.
Then you say to the guy, well, thank you.
Now, could you please let me finish? The first thing I'll tell her is, number one, you don't approach issues like that. If there was something that was holding you back that would make him not be able to prepare the rice, you should have told him that, than rather tell him such. Then I would invite the young man and tell him, look, hitting a woman is wrong. For what to have made that statement, you could have at least have to ask her rather, please, what is the matter? Why didn't you cook the rice? Now I have treated the issues for both of them and told both of them where they are wrong.
Is it possible that the guy could have, out of respect for you, called you to say, I told your daughter to cook rice and she didn't?
If he does that, I will still invite him and still ask him.
Excuse me. I said, is it possible that he could have, out of respect for you, called you to say, well, I told your daughter to cook rice and she didn't. So I would
ask him then, if you told her to cook rice, she said, no, go and cook it yourself, and you slapped her. Did you ask her the reason why she couldn't cook the rice?
So are you saying that boy is justified slapping her?
Now, let me tell you, I made a statement from the beginning. I said every action generates an equal.
I just asked you a question. I asked you a question, son.
Yes, it could be justified because the manner in which he was approached could have triggered him. The issue here is this. Do not trigger people. Do not do what you cannot take.
Okay.
The issue here is this. Every action generates equal and opposite reaction.
Okay.
If I don't touch wait, hold on, Joyce. If I don't go to touch a naked cable, I wouldn't get electrocuted.
Yeah. So thank you, and I get your point. So what you have done is you have justified.
You get my point, but you're still arguing.
I get your. I can understand you, but not accept you. Are you educated?
Of course, definitely.
Now, so I can understand you without accepting you. What are you saying?
Oh, that means you are telling me now that you choose not to accept the truth. Wait, let me ask you this, Joyce. Please, let me ask you this.
I have guests. Excuse me. I have guests in the studio.
Hold on.
I have guests in the studio. Lagos, Nigeria. We're off on a break. We'll be right back. You can call me back. Don't worry. You'll call me back if you have something to say. But what I would say to you is, I hope your son marries a daughter who's got brothers. Then let's see how that plays out.
You are listening to Open Thought on the Sunny Side with Joyce. Let's talk.
We have guests with us in the studio, and they're bringing to you a Lemon Friday sale promo. All right, let's begin. Good afternoon to you.
Yeah.
Who's speaking? You. Both of you?
Yeah.
Fantastic. It's good to meet you. What's your name? You have to speak up for us.
Nathaniel, okay?
Okay, great. So tell us about Adron Homes.
Yeah, Adron Home is a leading Pan-African real estate company. And
you have to speak up so we can hear you better.
Yeah, like I said, Adron Homes is a Pan-African leading company, real estate company, that's been in business for past 10 years. And we've done tremendously. A lot of things, and our mission is to provide homes at affordable rate to everyone.
Okay. So let's see. You have a sale promo. You're selling property,
Yes.
land and building, right?
Yes.
Good. Now you have a sale promo. What makes this promo different from your regular every Monday to Fridays house for sale?
All right. Yes, Lemon Friday promo is a promo everyone always look forward to, because it's always the one that it takes a longer time throughout the year, and it's during the last quarter of the year.
Okay. Is that just why?
No. It also affords time for everyone to log onto it. And apart from the fact that it comes at this period, it also comes with booties for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So if you subscribe, you get a gift.
What do you mean if I subscribe? Is there what do you mean if I subscribe?
If you pay for a plot of land,
that's what you mean. It was like subscription. Okay. Yeah.
you get a gift.
Okay.
Depending on particular amount you subscribe it. Each amount, the lowest is 25,000 naira.
25,000 for what exactly? Land a property?
Payment, yes.
Okay. And what's the window for payment?
Yeah, with this lemon.
You spread the payments, don't you?
Yes.
Okay.
We spread the payment. For this year Lemon Friday promo, we spread it for 36 months. That's 3 years.
Max.
3 years. That's
max.
Yes.
Right. Good. What makes Lemon Friday? What's the catch about? So why? I mean, I could come to you March next year. So what exactly is the
catch?
Yeah, Lemon Friday. Why should I consider it?
You are every subscriber now is getting a 50% discount.
That's seductive. Are you being honest about that?
Yes. If you go to our website, it's everywhere. It's even the flyer.
So if a property is
bold and written.
So if a property is originally evaluated at 10 million, I would be paying 5
million.
Some people have a supposition that there could be hidden charges, like after sale charges. What do you say about that?
Yeah, with add-on homes, we don't have a hidden charges.
Okay.
Everything is transparent. Our business is transparent. Even from before you even pay a dime, you'll see everything. And
okay.
you have opportunity to ask any question you want to ask. And you see everything in
black and white and print.
Yes.
No tiny prints. No. Okay. So, I mean, some people might be curious to know what locations.
Yeah, we have, at the moment, Add-on Homes is operating in 7 different states.
In Nigeria? Okay, so let's say, for example, Lagos, and there are different necks of the wood, right? So there's the mainland, there's the island, there's the outskirts. The people like where they like, and so they want to know whether Adron Homes has any offer. Where? Like, tell us, could you share some areas where you might have property up for sale? speak. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, in Lagos, like I was saying, we have in Ikorodu, Imota precisely.
Imota.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's close to Caleb University.
Okay.
Then we have in Badagry. We have two locations in Badagry. One is directly opposite this beach. What's the name?
Beach.
No, in Badagry.
Badagry, okay.
Yeah.
There's a beach in Badagry where you have property up for sale as well.
There is one on General Sutu Road in Badagry.
Okay.
So that's for Badagry.
Okay.
And we have very close to Alara City. We all know Alara City on Lekki Ekwe Express.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we also have in Ibejuleki.
Okay.
That's on Free Trade Zone Axis.
Okay. All right. You want to tell us some other areas? So he told us about Ikorodu.
That's in Lagos.
That's in Lagos.
Oh, that's where you have Ikorodu and Lekki.
Lekki, Badagry.
Lekki, Badagry, and Ekwe. Yeah. Outside Lagos, the closest, like Ibadan, like these other towns closer to Lagos. Do you have any places there?
Of course.
Oh, sure.
In Ibadan, we have in so many locations. For example, we have in Ashijiri. You get it. We have it in Ologuneru.
Okay.
Yeah, we have it in Bako Apata. We have it in Ayegun Oleyo. We have it in Ayegun Oleyo. Like I say, they're Moniya.
Okay, so I want to simplify it for all the listeners right now. Okay. Some of these locations, how much would a plot of land go for? So you can look at your entire lineup and give us some examples, just so people have some math to work with.
Okay. Well, like in Lagos, for instance, in Lagos, like Ikorodu, precisely, we have two locations in Ikorodu, and we have the phase one. That one is 6 million. But
that's
with
the
this
actual
promo,
price.
that's the actual price. But with this promo, I said there is 50% slash. It will be taken at 3 million.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The other one is 4 million.
4
with the 50% discount is 2 million.
That's 2 million.
That's
okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is how it affects, or that we have the actual price, but because of the promo, you will get a 50% discount on all our prices.
Okay. So how can people contact you?
Yeah. Okay. You can call this number or do a WhatsApp message. 081.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead. I'm with you.
All right. 081 793 444 57. 081 793 444 57. Or that's for Nathaniel. Then you can also get Mary on 070 25 070 25 15 2292.
Can you repeat it?
You can also call me, that's the Benga, 081 81 95 3522.
Again?
081 81 95 3522.
Okay. And you?
Another one, there's another one.
081 793 444 57.
Is that your number?
Yes.
The last number before your number. Could you repeat that?
That's Mary. 070 25 51. Sorry, 2515.
Start all over.
Okay, let me call it.
It's easier.
Okay, let me call it. 070 25 15 2292. That's Mary.
Thank you very much. You have a physical office where people can visit?
Yes.
Where?
Yeah, our office is at 49 Shugbamon Street, Bagada New Garage.
That's our regional office.
That's our regional office.
Where we come.
That's where we
okay, Bagada.
Yeah, our head office normally.
Okay, you're there Mondays through Fridays?
Yes.
So, every day of the week?
Yes.
So they people can walk in, make inquiries, ask all the questions before they put a penny down.
Exactly.
Thank you very much for being here. We do appreciate your time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Lagos, Nigeria, we're off on a break. We'll be right back.
You are listening to Open Thought on the Sunny Side with Joyce. Let's talk.
We're like gold diggers, tunneling through the mishaps issue at hand as I speak right now.
In the name of the good, we hope to earn the truth and be worth our weight in salt.
Every night we be in London, we will hear 1 million boys, 2 million boys, 3 million boys. So common people, people who don't have no money. So suppose to find it to go where people can follow you. Everybody can follow you, both the rich and those poor.
The Sunny Side with Joyce.
You are listening to Open Thought on the Sunny Side, the headline news on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info, the news headlines this hour. Lagos to teach Lagosians how to use blue and red rail lines. Bijoke Sanwo-Olu urges Lagosians to get their PVCs before deadline. INEC reiterates ban on cell phones at voting cubicles, while INEC plans to send bulk SMS to voters for PVC collection. INEC cries out, says vote buying and rising attacks threaten 2023 polls. NBC reads riot acts to broadcast stations to desist from divisive tendencies, while NAFDAC discovers another warehouse of unregistered food products in Lagos. Joint security operation in Bauchi leaves bandits kingpin and 11 others dead. Plateau woman Lucy disarms kidnappers and frees 3 hostages. Federal government plans 2.4 billion rehab centers for repentant terrorists. Marketers hope on Port Harcourt refinery to crash oil prices. Doyin Okupe pays 13 million naira to escape 2-year jail term over money laundering, and a court stops Emefiele's arrest over acts of alleged financing terrorism. On the foreign scene, heart surgeon achieves world first umbilical stem cells heart operation, and Twitter users vote in favor of Elon Musk's resignation. Those are the headlines. It's back to the Sunny Side with Joyce. I'm Ivana Haifo. This is 99.3 Nigeria Info. Good afternoon, Lagos.
You are listening to Open Thought on the Sunny Side with Joyce. Let's talk.
Yeah, I had to get back to this. 99.3 Nigeria Info, the Sunny Side is 3 minutes past 2 p.m. Welcome. My name's Joyce. Okay, so I want to speak about that last caller. So I think I find it, I must also commend my patience. It was something to listen to. But I want to share something about a caller called in a lot earlier. And he was the caller I said to, the caller who said, there has to be a body that enforces the laws. Because I asked him, I say, do you know that there are people who know what they should do, but because they feel that they can do otherwise, they do otherwise regardless because nobody holds them accountable? And he says, yeah, that he feels that there should be bodies, there should be a measure, an implementing line where if you fall out of line, something gets you right back in line, like a check. So people that create checks and balance. He said, well, we've realized that, at least we think we can both agree that the rules were made by the men, and so you see that it's so skewed that one person pays more price than the other. And so today, Lagos, Nigeria, you have experienced on radio what happens when two people are in any situation where one can justify the right to do something. All right. I've said to you before, and I think this is a good opportunity to say that personally I do not tolerate arrogant people. And what I can show you, I will not tell you. So if I can show you something, I'm not going to tell you about it. You meet it when you see it. And so what has happened with the last caller is that he has, and it's interesting because I said, well, if he, out of regard for you, rather than hit your daughter, called you to say, well, this is the issue we're having, we'd like you to intervene so it doesn't get violent. Well, I'm not sure what he thinks about that, but he is saying that there is justification for his daughter to be hit if she instigates something. That there's justification for that. And then one begins to wonder, like, how much then is okay? But it wouldn't matter at this point because, So if, for example, let's say you are in a union with that kind of a person and the person has justified what they will do to you, then your reaction is justifiable. It's not subject to a conversation. You think you should explain yourself. You think you should say, he hits me, so I don't like it. You feel the need to explain yourself, but the court was in session and the verdict passed against you. Like they judge the matter. It's like the guy judges it in your head and passes a verdict. So he says to you, well, there's justification for it. So if that's sister, for example, I don't know what some of you think, but personally, there is no justification for anybody to get hit, even if the person instigates. I think what you should do is walk away. You should end the relationship. I think so. But some of you, I'm not sure your background. My background is not acceptable. But some of you, your background. So if I met this guy, for example, or say my daughter was in a relationship with his son, and then his son hit my daughter, and then the son believes that based on his upbringing, his father told him that he can hit her if he has reasons to. I'm not going to show up to ask. I'm not going to ask you what happened. It would have gone down. Then anybody who comes will not come to know what happened. If my daughter comes to me and say, oh no, he hit me in the face. If I'm asking my daughter what happened, is to know how to continue where she left off. But you're not going to hit my daughter. I'm working hard today so that my kids, I can pay for damages. Like, you have no idea. I'll work hard today so that I can pay for damages. If my kids are in the streets, they're not taking it sitting down. It's happening. I'll pay. I'd rather be that mom paying than that one in a meeting whom they're explaining the situation to. It's not going to happen. So when you see my kids, you run. That kind of, don't look for their trouble, though. They are mad. I'll rather take that. Don't fight. That family, they are mad people. I'll rather that one. But that one, well, if you sit down, then the victim is explaining the victimhood. I think that's insane. Because you're in a conversation with an arrogant person who has justified their action in their heart. I do not think I've met enough arrogant men to conclude that dialogue does not fix arrogance. Violence fixes it. And have you noticed that when a person knows that you can attack them equally, they don't attack you? Have you noticed that psychologically? So I would not further the conversation with that last caller. He has a persuasion, I have a persuasion. Let the best man win. That's what it is. He thinks he can do it. I say, if you can, do it. That's it. You don't need to explain to me your arrogance or the justification for your violence. If you've got it in you, baby, I'm home. So God will help us. It's because there's no point you and I going back and forth as to it should happen, it should not happen. Why did you do like this? Why did you? If you say you can do it, baby, so can I. Then you notice that once it's gone down that first time, second time, if my daughter looks for your trouble, you call me because you're avoiding problems. I'd rather that. Welcome to the show. So, women who have any regrets, I hope you find the courage to speak about your regrets and your pain. I feel you can help your daughters. I really feel so. 8 minutes past 2 p.m. Open Thought Tuesday. Hello, how are you doing? Turn up the volume of your radio set.
Hello?
Welcome.
Yeah, hello, Joyce.
Why are you calling me again?
You wouldn't have listened.
No. Don't say so. Don't say so. I'm on radio and everybody's listening. People are making of this what they will, and so should it be. Don't tell me that.
I'm very, very angry this afternoon.
What? Don't be angry. You're in the world with these things. Don't tell me you're angry. Who cares that you're angry? Don't say you're angry. People think this. But stop. You're being ridiculous. Stop it. Women don't feel, women say that they feel regret. Women say that they have laid down their lives a little too much than they were willing to. There are women who are so unfulfilled, so sad. Women who feel like nobody speaks, and so they don't. Just because you can, don't trivialize it. Hello.
Hello, Joyce.
Welcome. What's your name?
I'm God, man.
Welcome to the show.
All right, Joyce,
I just want to say something about that, but very shortly.
No, it's not necessary. Believe me. No, I'm not going to talk about that. It's not necessary.
I agree on one point, but the other one, I just want to like. There's no room for violence.
No, stop. Don't say that. No, I think you want to be modest about what's obvious. There's no point. Don't act like there's violence happening. Why are you trying to act like a saint?
That's not the way to go.
No. It doesn't work like that. When you say it's not the way to go, has it stopped anything?
So, Joyce,
what changes?
Should I agree with that?
You don't have to agree with anything. You think about what's right and then you do it. You're in a society where people are getting silenced. And you say, well, let the person whose responsibility it is to make the marriage work do it. Don't abdicate your responsibility.
I have a story of a man who got angry for the first time, slapped his wife, and that was her hand. She died. So this man bringing this point that, violence, you can do violence. What if you get angry for the first time, you hit your wife for whatever reason, but she dies on the spot?
Guy, those are details. Those are details. I don't have any use for the details in this regard. So there are people who haven't died first time they got angry, and so you see people tortured through life. That's what's common.
And the funny thing is that there are better ways to even deal with a woman.
You're not being realistic.
Let me leave it.
Yeah, leave it. Just leave it. Just leave it. I think it's better that you're prepared for something than to be taken unawares and to be so paralyzed that you can't even tell your own story. And then, if you ask me, I don't see any reason why you're in a conversation as to with the person who hit you. I don't see the point. Like, why did he hit me? I mean, like, someone's sleeping with you and then they're hitting you. It's like, so we're supposed to just sit down and talk about it. Oh, wow. Hello, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hello, good afternoon.
Welcome. What's your name?
Anonymous from Golodi.
Okay.
Yeah. So I grew up in a family where a polygamous family. So, in that family, the father is meant to do all things, then the mother is meant to be at home, maybe within 1 or 2 things, petty trading. Then I grew up in and then in that family we are meant to know that the father is the head of the house and the mother is meant to be submit to everything. So then I was growing up, I had low self-esteem.
Oh.
So then, I went to school, then, and I was growing up, and, the family that it's time for you to go and bring your husband, you don't have to stay too long. Then I got married. Then, unfortunate for me, and without love, before I got married, I was into I was learning skilled. I was learning fashion design, so I had issue with my sight. So I was unable to further. So when I got married, I was in petty trading. I was selling and tailoring stuff. Then later I was gaining my self-esteem. So I told my husband I have to go back to trade and tailoring to go and learn. Then in the family that you have grew up, and the husband is meant to decide on you have to do this and that. So my husband was like, no, are you hungry? You have to be at home to take care of the children. These children, you should now start, because I had a girl and a boy then. Mm-hmm. Then I was like, my husband was like,
don't shake.
Hello?
Stop shaking. It's okay. Don't shake.
Okay.
Stop shaking. Just
so
calm down.
My husband was like, no, the fourth daughter was about like 4 years. The other one, a little boy. My husband was like, where will you put these children? Your boss will be like, these children are disturbing and all that. I was like, no, I was already gaining my self-esteem. I was like, no, I want to do this thing. I've been learning it. I don't want this thing to just go like that. Then, are you hungry? Those stuff. Are you hungry? What do you want to use that to do? You have to take care of the children. I said, no, that's not for me. Then I went back to report it to my mom. My mom was like, no. Let her do anything she feel like doing. Hello?
I'm listening. Go ahead.
Yeah, let her do anything she feel like doing. Then he agreed. Then I started little by little. Then after like 2 years, I was doing it gradually at home. Then people were getting to know me with the tailoring stuff I was selling. Then later we packed,
Was it the tailoring thing he didn't want you to do?
Yeah, he didn't want me to go and learn. He said, you have to be at home
and just sit down. Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, and just sit. Are you hungry? Is there no food? What do you want to use that to do?
Okay.
Is there no food?
So go ahead.
Hungry?
So you went to learn how to sew, and then you got machines. Okay.
Yeah. Then I was sewing. Then I was sewing little by little the children clothes. During December time, I will be sewing ready-made. And I was saying it's close to my house. People will be coming to. They will be passing. They will be at very low rates. I will just be selling it. Then I was going gradually. Then later we packed away from there. We packed to our new site. Then everything went down. But what I want to say in this conversation is that men are they want you to be down, and you just have to agree to what they say.
Is that how you felt? Is that how you felt your husband?
I told my husband I have to go and learn this thing. There's another thing I was saying, no, don't go and do, I want to go and do seminar. Don't. I heard about this thing already. Said, no, what do you want to use it to do? What do you want to use it to do? All the ones that you have been learning, they will just be eating your money. I said, let them eat my money. I can't just be here. I want to, even if I'm not doing that thing, let me just be involved. Let me just be informed. Let me mix with people. No, you don't need that. If I tell you that you cannot leave this house, you will not leave. I say, people will beg me before you come in. So I say, who will beg you? Because I just let it down because I don't want the station, because of money. He wants to be able to. I want you to be able to take my children to my parents, also I'll be able to go there. And I just let it down. What are you saying? Because you wanted me to stay at home, I should not go and learn that particular thing. So your voice must be the top,
Yeah.
Those type of things.
So you felt that your husband was actually intimidating you.
It's because of money again. My husband is not a violent person, but anything he says that this is what I want, that is what he wants you to do. He doesn't want your opinion. Even if you are arguing, at the end of the day, I will just let it go that you don't know my mind. I will do what I want to do. It's because of money for now. So I'm trying to do one or two things when I gain myself. So no one can just try and treat me anyhow, or anyhow you just want to treat me. So I tell my little girl too that, see, if I normally tell her that I want you to be listening to Joyce. She's a very confident woman. Then even my mother told me that is how men are. They don't want you to be buoyant, to stand on your feet. That is what my father has made her to go through. Even she's regretting till today that if I want to do anything, I should stand up with my feet. If I have the money, stand on my feet to be able to do it.
Your mom says she regrets. Your mom says she regrets.
There are some the things that my mom normally tell me that she had. Then she could not be able to. Hello,
I'm with you. I'm asking, does your mom say she regrets something with your father? I can hear you. I can hear you.
Hello?
I can hear you. I'm listening. I can hear you. I'm here.
Hello?
I'm sorry. I think you cannot hear me anymore. Hello?
So the truth my mother had then, she could not further because of this ego of the men. You just have to sit at home, take care of the children. Are you hungry? Those things could not come true. So my mom normally tell me that anything you want to do, just do it. Don't look at any man, because of tomorrow. Apart from because you don't know what will happen tomorrow, because of your life and because of the life of your children. But the challenges I'm facing now is that even if I want to go and do some things, my children will be like, where will I put these children? Because I have 3 of them. Where will I put these children? You have to stay at home. I'll be looking at it. They will go to school. They will soon come back from school. If I want to go out there to do one or two things, I'll be thinking about them again. How will I achieve this dream?
Well, you can schedule your time.
Challenge I'm having.
Manage your time. Manage your time. Your kids.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Okay,
again.
so let me. I'm sorry. So I'm gonna hang up and then I will tell you what I think. All right. Thank you, by the way, for calling. I sincerely do appreciate you calling in. So I feel that you can have a conversation with your husband and say, look, this is what I want to do, and I want to do it for me. And that's simple enough. So he should say, well, as a family, this is how we can manage time so that everybody gets something out of the family unit. So your kids go out from probably, 9 o'clock in the morning and come back at 2 or 3. So that's maybe the window that you have to involve yourself in whatever else. Max, maybe you have them 1 hour for lesson. Another, probably it takes them to like 3 p.m. Then you should be available at that point. But I feel this is a conversation that you can have so that everyone gets something out and everyone is involved. So everybody feels like a functional piece of a puzzle, but, not the other case where one person determines who's breathing and who's not. Make it back. Hello, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
Joyce, good afternoon.
Afternoon. It's good to have you here. Thank you very much for calling.
Thank you. I'm very happy to talk on this program. First of all, I would like to say, first of all, I'd like to apologize to the ladies out there. Really, I'm a man, and I have to be truthful. Our society have never really been fair to the women, and that's the truth. And it's part of the reason why we are where we are today. Part of the main reason why we're not developed. Because looking at it from an economic angle, when you have a population that is almost equally divided between the male and the female, and a large portion of the female are not productive, Joyce, you're going to have problem. Look at the northern part of Nigeria, most of the south. That's on the economic side. On the social side, when you have an women that are not exposed or given the opportunity to get to the best potential because of societal restriction, it directly affects the children. The smarter the mother is, the more smarter the children will be. That's the truth. Because it takes two to tango. When you have only the man being the bully, being the head, man, at the end of the day, it's not even favorable for the man. That's the truth. That's my angle to this issue. Women and men must understand that both of them must be productive. It's not about working or making money. It's about putting yourself to use, making your brain function, attending issues, making the woman and the man attending issues that affect the family. You don't put your wife on the back seat. Yes, they are there to support her. That does not mean they are second fiddle. No. The women must also be given the opportunity to grow. Like you always say, I always tell people, male and female children are going to face the same world. Why train them differently?
That's a very good one.
Exactly. They're going to face the same challenges in the world. So why would you subjugate one for the other? No, it's wrong. Train them equally. Let them face the same challenge. Like you said, I like what you told that lady. Make your female daughter, your female child, have build friends. Let her understand what bullying is all about. If possible, like me, I always tell myself, when my son is 5 years old, my daughter is 5 years old, I train them, put them in taekwondo classes.
Good.
Self-defense. Not really, Joyce. That's the truth.
No, you gotta raise one weak daughter. They eat her like corn on the streets.
No. Like you said, I'd rather be the parent that's paying for damages.
I know, I'll pay for damages, man.
I'd rather be that.
I won't wear clothes. I'll pay.
Yeah. And another angle to this, Joyce, I always have this experience I tell people. When I graduated from my school, my class, we had about 70% female. Joyce, do you believe that immediately after graduation, about 80% of them went straight to marriage and they didn't work? Now,
wow.
Most of our ladies should change their mindset. I know it's not easy. The society has done a lot of social damage to our women. Women should understand that they also have a life. They can achieve great things too. Wow. Don't you want to travel? Don't you want to do great things? Don't you want to go to the moon?
You travel when the man says he bought you ticket.
Why? Why should the man buy you ticket? I hate that. When I hear it, I get angry. It's painful. And that is why most men don't value women. That's the truth. That's the truth, Joyce. We need to start changing the narrative. Women are also human.
You struck
beings.
that. That's why the men don't value the women. You struck it. That's it. That's exactly why. Thank you very much for calling. I do appreciate. The sunny side, welcome to the conversation about women who regret being married 10, 15 years later. Hello.
Yeah.